every time there should be a variable which will connect your code to the database. Okay, so what we prefer is, instead of writing this connection code every time, we will create a connection file. This is conn.php. Okay, so we will write connection file. So if you need, we will, so connection code will be stored in a one variable. So whenever we need, we will include this conn.php, and as soon as we need, we'll call this variable once it's included. Okay, for the connection. So yes, yes. So yeah, I'll tell you, I'll explain you, don't worry. So this is the variable which we are creating to connect it. So this variable will, sorry, yeah, yes, 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 correct, correct, correct. Not just in a particular page, every function you write to touch the database. Touching the database in the sense you are trying to insert it, you are trying to fetch it, you are trying to update it, or you are trying to delete it. So every time you have to call the variable, every time. Okay, fine. So MySQL I connect will connect you to connect your code to the database. So this expects four parameters. One is your server name. This is your server name, localhost. One is the user. User means by default for XAMPP and almost all the localhost service provider, and even the what we call it as live server will have the same what we call it as same user. And the next thing is a password for the user. So for XAMPP, if you have given in PHP for PHP if you have set any password, you will have to give it here. So for me, there is no password, so I'll leave it as a blank. And the last is database. Okay. Now, if there is any error while connecting, okay, if any error is there while connecting, it will display as a fail to connect to the connect to MySQL database, and also it will display what exactly the error is, whether that database is not there, or the machine is actively refusing the connection. That means you might not have started your MySQL server, or you might not have given the password which you have set for the MySQL. Okay, so that is the thing for the connection. Now let's see how the login system works. So login system is in verify.php. So what we did is, you can use include. Okay, in include, what it will do is, if that file is not existing, it will just show you a simple notice that that file doesn't exist, which you have included. But in require, this is compulsory. Okay, if that file is not there, this set of code won't execute at all. Okay, so it sort of makes compulsory to have this file connection.php. So first thing is, get the value in the form of since we are using post method, get the value from the form. So how does the value come from the form is, see, on click we are calling the function called verify. So verify function will run the ajax code where to url to verify.php. Using post method, the data we are sending is email and password. Okay, the data we are sending is email and password. Yeah, so in verify.php we have the same variables, email and password. These are the key you have passed it, email and password, right? So these are the key we have passed, email and the password, and this key will hold the value which you have defined it in the variable. Okay, email and password, this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. Okay, now once you have the values in your php variables, you have to write a query. Select star from your table name where email. So in this case we use in this case, whenever you are using database components, we use this is not single quote, this is the symbol just below the escape key. If you find it, there is a special symbol below the escape key, so this is what we use. So friends, sorry, yeah, email equal to, this email is from the database, equal to the, again this is a single quote again, so dollar email. Okay, so the email given by the user and the email in the table, and password given by password in the table, and password given by the user if they are matching, and also if the type of the user is admin, then what we should be admin. Okay, see this, this is from the database. That means this email key, this key is there, right? This is there in the, this is there in our table. One second, I'll show you. One second, let me show you, it will be more clear. Yeah, it's in output, not a pop-up. If you want to, if you see, in this case, if I have echoed general setting, it will display you something like this, or it can be print. Yeah, it's sort of print only. Okay, smart. And we will change the database name also. Yeah, let me show you. See here. Okay, so this email is there, no? So this key, this key is this key, this one. So this, by specifying this is the part of the table which you have, and equal to email, dollar email means the variable which you have created. That means whatever value you get from the form will be assigned to the this variable. So we are checking the data which you receive from the form is equal to the email which is in the table already. Okay, dollar means this is a variable which you have created here. Okay, same way, this query won't run at a time. So for this we need few procedure. The procedure is, you can create a new variable like this, result equal to mysqli query, run the query using first variable for this function will be connection variable name. So where does this come from, you know, right? That this variable, okay, this variable. And the second variable is which holds the exact query which you want to execute. Now once you execute it, function, predefined function. Okay, now what we will do is, whatever value we have in what we call it as whatever value you get it in the result. Okay, so there is a special kind of uh, function called mysqli fetch row. That means it will fetch in the form of a array. Okay, whatever value you will get, so row of 1 and row of 2. So username will be always in row of 1. Okay, and password will be row of 2. Now what we do is, see, if it's matching, we are getting the data. And also what we do is, user which you have, okay, that means whatever row 1 value you get, and the password which you get from here, if they are matching, okay, echo row of 0. That means whatever value you have in the first file in the sense row of 0, basically how we are storing the data is sid, email, and the password. So this will refer to the 0. Okay, so it will echo you the user id, that is the unique key which we have, like 1 2 3 4 or 10, whatever it is. Okay, in case of admin, and display it and die. So, but this verify.php, now if you see, so once you verify, see, we are doing nothing else, we are just echoing something. Okay, now in index.html, if you see, we have a code to verify. That means this function will also pass the value and call the function. So if there is a success, then we will redirect the user to dashboard or else we will redirect the user to the same page within